All right, let's continue. Just burnt the fuck out of my arm a little bit. I was pouring pasta out of my pot. Of course, I tilted the pot up towards me and it touched my arm. I didn't think it was gonna be that hot. Forgot that I was really boiling the pasta this time for speed. Okay. I'm gonna cook after this session. Oh, of course, it's on the fucking bottom of my arm, right where I use my mouse. Oh, it's annoying. Alright, whatever. Alright, let's continue. So, I need to overload the operator to be able to insert the guy, so... Excuse me. What it's going to do is it's going to convert the starter to a string. In this case, we're going to call it, what do we call it? Input device, sure. Pokemon. And so, we're going to call input device. Oh, shit. But don't we need to, it's not going to just output, we need to store it somewhere. So, don't we need to pass a reference to the place that this is going to be storing it to? Okay. Standard character input, but it's to a location. Oh, so I guess the point is that we wouldn't already have it and then we would extract it. So we don't actually have a Pokemon to get. We need the place that the Pokemon's going to go. So we actually need a reference to a Pokemon object. And what this is going to do is it's going to get the input from the user. It's going to convert it from string to an enum. And then it's going to store it. We actually don't need this part. This is just printing. So this is later. There's really like a Pokemon input section, and this is the Pokemon output section. So we need one more function that actually gets it from the user, which is... we need to get a standard string from the user and prompt with the Pokemon. Okay. Okay, so nothing yet here. What is the issue here? Oh, I missed caps. There's no identifier name that. All right. So we need to get Pokemon string from user. Oops. Well, it needs a fucking name, huh? Need to have a function. Okay, it's getting smaller. This is good. Small brain. So I guess we need a standard string, huh? Oh, let me put my let me store my pasta real quick. This music's good. Okay. Had to prep some fish real quick. Start defrosting. Okay. The value of frozen is just so much better. Okay, so we're gonna have an object here, and we need to initialize it with a standard string. So we're gonna call a function with no parameters, and it's gonna get a standard string from the user and prompt them to enter a Pokemon. And it's gonna return. Well, I don't know if I want something more modular that I just no, that's fine. We'll leave it as is. And then meaning like no, it's not even that much more modular. And then so we have a standard string here. We'll call this standard string. We'll make it unchangeable. Const standard string. User Pokemon string or user Pokemon string. We're gonna extract input from, or well, actually, we could just. Oh, well, hold on. And we're gonna initialize it with the return value of this. And the point here is what? We're getting a standard string from the user. And I could call it with this as a reference to update the value. That way we're not copying back. I think that might make sense. And we're gonna return, it could just be void. Void get Pokemon string, and it takes a standard string reference, Pokemon string, and what it does is say standard character or standard get line, standard character input, or oops, pass to standard character or standard white space, Pokemon string. What's happening? Hold. Well, we don't even have it IOStream it. Okay. And this updates without copying. So all we're doing is passing the reference, the location of this guy here. Well, I mean, I guess we're not necessarily doing it like that, but we're passing a binding to it. Which is cheap. It's by address, by value, apparently. And then we're updating where it is. We're not getting another standard string and copying that value here. We're just assigning value here. Not assigning it there and then assigning it here. We're assigning it here only. That's it. So we're not copying the value to here and then copying the value back. We're simply updating the value here. Would it make a difference if I returned a standard string? I think that's the point of the copy. There's copy and a copy versus assignment. So we can assign it directly, or we can copy it to get here, and then we can copy to get here. I'm not sure if assignment and copying are different, so this might be the same. It might be as sufficient if I just returned a standard string here. I'm not sure though. We're going to update this with We're passing it as a reference and we're actually using it to extract there. That's kind of cool. Never done that yet. Or haven't done that before. Get Pokemon string, and we're gonna pass user Pokemon string. Update Pokemon's string, user Pokemon string via reference. By reference. And then what we're gonna do is this is going to input device, and it's going to be extracting hold so we've already extracted the string and we just need to assign it somewhere. So we're going to update Pokemon is now user Pokemon string Pokemon string to enum user Pokemon string. Oops. User Pokemon string. Oh, hold on. The problem is this is a standard string. Hold on, what's happening? Oh wait, hold on. Enum to string, sorry. Wait, hold. This needs to be dot value. And I mean, I guess we could do it inside the same one. Why not? Why call something else? Why not just do input device user Pokemon string, and then we return input device. But then we need to check to make sure that this value is actually good. Hold. I don't want to dereference it straight away. Maybe in here we do the prompting. Enter choose starter Pokemon. Options are starter strings. Oh, hold on. Starter strings Chimchar string. Starter strings Piplup string. Starter strings Turtwig string. Choice is this. We could say do or actually no, not do. We just say while true. So we have extracted the Pokemon string. So we have get Pokemon string, convert Pokemon string to enum. Hold. I guess we could say Pokemon, or hold on, starter. Right, what is it called? So we have a starter. User Pokemon enum, and it's initialized to be Pokemon string to enum, user Pokemon string. Hold. Wait. I guess we say it's actually a standard optional. And then we say if user Pokemon enum, and we'll say user optional Pokemon enum, user optional Pokemon enum, then else output invalid choice, choose again, and continue. And I guess we'll include this whole namespace, huh? And we don't need the enum because it's already in the header file. If it's a const standard string, it's not visible here, but that's fine because we're only using it as definitions in here. String to enum only needs to be a forward declaration. And then same with the operator, I believe. And maybe same here as well. Teach operator extraction to extract Pokemon enum from text, from string. Or to Pokemon enum as, or we'll extract Pokemon enum via string. Via user string, okay? Okay, and now we can include Pokemon starter. Now we can create, excuse me, a Pokemon starter. Starter choice. And we get it. Well, it doesn't have one yet. And then we call Pokemon what are these even called? Oh, or I guess we just call standard character input starter choice. Oh shit. And then we can do standard character output starter choice. Oh fuck. Oh wait, but I haven't outputted it yet, so it's gonna output the number. Third twig. So it extracts it properly. Or yeah, but it doesn't insert it properly. So now we could do but now we can do another. We could say returning a standard OStream reference, and it's called operator insertion. And it takes a standard OStream reference on the left, and it takes a Pokemon starter on the right. And what it does, I'm gonna call this output device. And this is called, what are we calling it? Pokemon. We're gonna say, we're gonna output device is going, we're gonna insert the get or Pokemon enum to string Pokemon, and then we're gonna return output device. So significantly easier because we're just printing whatever's going on. And now Chimchar, hold. What hold? We're outputting starter choice. Get Pokemon choice, and then print Pokemon choice. Oh my god. This is literally, oh wait, hold on. This is return, it should be returning the strings. Oh, but right now it doesn't exist, so it's only outputting the number. No forward declaration yet. I think, right? So it's treating it, wasn't it treating it as an int? I'm pretty sure I just missed that. I saw it, but I didn't pay attention to it for some reason. Come on, gimme. Give me the info. There it is. Int. It's doing an int. It's because we don't have a freaking overload to it yet. That was stupid. Teach operator insertion to output or to insert Pokemon enum as string. Bam. Chimchar. Boom. And instead of having to check to make sure that the string that we've got is this or this or this, in there, the only values that we want it to be, we're instead only allowing it to actually be those values. Because those are the only options that exist. We're storing it as an enum this way. Okay. It doesn't seem a humongous amount better than just extracting a string But now we're actually storing it as a value, and it's a value that's easily passable that we can simply write as something else. So we can move it around cheaply, and then if we need to print it somewhere, we can actually print it cheaply too, because all we're doing is comparing it to an existing string by looking at string views and then outputting it. That's it. So it's cheap. And now we'll say Empoleon. What was it called? Empoleon. About choice. Choose again. Start a Pokemon. And we could make it so that it doesn't ask every single time. So we could say bool is first loop. And at first it's false. I mean, and I could say false, but it's already false. It's fine. I mean, maybe it's better to just say false. And then we could say, yeah, I'll leave it like that. It's fine. And then we could say, if is first loop this, else oh, so we could actually say choice. So it's not an else, it's just actually this is what we want. Options. There we go. So saying if it's the first loop, then output choose starter Pokemon. Only in that case. And then, so if it's the first loop, we actually need this to be a complex statement. Choose starter Pokemon, and then set is first loop is now false. Or is now false. This actually needs to be true by default. Oops. So it says choose starter Pokemon, options, blah, 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 choice, okay? But if it doesn't, then it's not going to say choose starter Pokemon again. It's just going to say, bro, here are the options. You said hamburger, I got this. I'm not going to say fucking choose again, choose your starter Pokemon. We're going to say bop, invalid choice, choose again, options. That way we were only asked choose starter Pokemon one time. And that will say Charizard, motherfucker, invalid choice. Cool. Piplup. Boom. We could do starter. Then I could do a thing. Oh, are you sure you want to do that? Or blah, 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 whatever. Piplup. Boom. What are some ways to improve this? I should be making these guys constant expression because we're not printing anything here. How about you? No, because you're doing some output and input stuff. How about you? You're good to be constant expression. And not you, because we're doing... Oh, hold. What the fuck? Oh, hold on. Expression. Constant expression version. And then we make this guy. Oops. Constant expression. A mismatch at first because one of them, it was seeing a definition, So it's trying to evaluate at compile time, but it only sees this. I guess there's a mismatch between them. And then we could do the same const expression for the string view, and then we could make a const expression. Oh, hold. Oh, what the fuck? What did I do? Oh, standard. I think I accidentally deleted something. I deleted the standard part. Whoops. So saying, yo, global namespace ain't got nothing named string view, yo. That shit's in standard, dog. That's church. Pokemon options, input, output, and input, output. Cool. We got these starter string values. We can convert them to enums. We can check. The input is much more complicated than the output. The output's literally 2 lines. It's saying, hey, output the return value, or the output the standard string view return value of the enum in that function, and then return yourself. And then this one is saying, sure, at some point, return yourself. But, I mean, this is some extra shit here. And we're prompting, so I mean, really the meat is right here. And we're saying, hey, we have a standard string. We're acquiring a standard string from the user, because we could do that somewhere else, and then update it here, but that just seems stupid. Like, I would have to pass this to it. I don't know, it doesn't seem valuable. And I could do it though, I think, right? So we could say void update Pokemon string, and it takes a standard string reference to a Pokemon string. And that's an out parameter. And it's going to standard character input to Pokemon string. And then we could call here. Well, in that case, actually, I would have to pass out a reference to it too. Oh, hold on. Yeah, at this in that point, we're not even using the input device. We would just be returning it. I mean, in this case, we are using it. In this case, if we know that we're gonna do standard character input, nah, we don't want that, because then we would be passing this in to then pass it somewhere to be used, and then just to change the value in here. We may as well just leave it. Let me take a sip real quick, and then I'll re-look at this stuff, and then I gotta filter my water real fast so I can get all these inedible seeds out. I'm gonna cook some fish after this. I'm very hungry. I don't know what that is. I think it has to be like a raspberry seed. But I've never had a raspberry seed when I bit into a raspberry, so they must fall at the bottom of the bag. Alright, let me strain this real quick. We're back. Okay. Fish is fully defrosted. I now have just straight up fruit water. Excuse me. Oh, this is good. Oh, we're back at the beginning ish. Okay. How can I improve this? One namespace with all this shit in it. Maybe fine. Pokemon string to enum. We're just checking the string view to see. Okay. And then the insertion operator. I want a loop so that it continues because standard character input. I can have a function called get whatever and it extracts it. And then if it's not, or it says while true, and it extracts, and if it's invalid, then it extracts again. So it's basically, we're calling that function, but in this case, we can actually just make it in the operator itself. So instead of doing get, or something is get operator, whatever, standard string name is get name, instead it's just standard character input get name. Easy enough. And the operator itself would still do all the prompting. So if we just do standard character input get name, we just get some blank shit. If we do the function, we get some good shit. We get good prompting and error handling and all that, just like we do here. Mm-hmm. Cool. And in this case, we don't even need to really do dot value, but whatever, I'll leave it as dot value. It's fine. You could do it either way. You could do the dereference or that. Otherwise, it's an invalid choice. And then we also have the printing and then output. All right, hold on. Let me finish this drink first. All right. Okay. Hey, it's about as long as mine was. Oh, well, you also had. If we found a match? What are you talking about, bro? So there's ignoring. If there's not a match, why would we need to clear it though? Oh, the point is that there's no, he's not doing a loop. He's doing an extraction, and if it fails, then do stuff. I'd rather just do a while and return a standard optional, which is what he's doing here. Get pep from string. And if it's a match, it does this. Why are you returning it both ways? Huh? Fail it? Okay. We make it that way too. Okay. So in that case, he's getting input, and if the input is not a match, then instead of doing a while loop and continuing until we get a match, which is what we should probably do, instead he's failing and saying no match. So for me, he's setting it and then he's checking it in there. I don't like that solution. Make it again, but this other way. And so we'll do returning standard character input, but we can set it to be a fail and then return it if it's not a match. Okay. I'll do it in this one file. Because it seems like the only nuance for, but the only concern for doing multiple files is that we want 4 declarations in the header file, and we only want the enums definition to be in the header file because it's included in the CPP file, the implementation file, so that it has access to the enum because it needs a definition. Because types and templates are the main, well, inline functions and variables, and types and templates are the only ones that need definition everywhere and can get around the one definition rule basically, because the linker will deduplicate. Okay. Namespace, gun store. Enum guns. Scar. HK 416. Okay, that's it. You only get 2 options, buddy. And then you get I don't remember the gun that fired 300 blackout in Tarkov. We'll do Ash 12. Ah, well, fuck. It's an operator. Ash underscore 12. Okay. In this case, it's all in one fucking namespace, or it's all in one file, but it's okay. Alright, so we have guns. So now I'm going to make a gun store guns. Or we could say it's a gun and it has different types. So we'll say it's a gun. And oops, I accidentally killed that. We'll say selected gun. And we want to extract input selected gun. No go. Can't take. Because there's no. Oh, because this is an integer. Well, hold on. Well, it's looking and seeing that it's an enum, and seeing that there's nothing with this that takes this. I mean, it could also be nothing that takes a standard character or a standard IOStream reference takes this, but I guess it's saying doesn't take this because we can extract this, but not this guy. Or this guy can receive value, but not via him, maybe. Something like that. Okay, so we need a way of getting a string out of the enum. Right? So we need the options. So we could do namespace gun options. We could say namespace gun strings. Or we could say, we could make them in both. We could put both of these in one namespace. Enum gun. And this would be guns. Scar, HK416. What else do we want? Yeah, sure, Ash12. Okay, but then we also have const. Include string. Because we need standard character, standard string. Oops, standard string. Scar string. Scar. Const standard string. HK416 string. HK416. Const standard string. Ash12 string. Ash12. What is my hearing? Okay. This is fine for now. And now we need a way of converting. So we can say return a standard. Now we need standard optional. Oops. Include optional. Need standard optional T. And we'll say standard optional. But we also need string view now. Include string view. Need standard string view. Oops. A standard optional that returns a standard string view. Get string from gun enum to string. And it takes a guns gun. Or rather, hold on. This is a standard optional that returns a guns gun, and it takes a standard string view, right? Yes. So it's gun enum, or hold on. Gun enum from string. That's what it is. We want the enum. The string from the enum is easy. This way is harder. String view, this, or gun choice. If gun choice is guns scar string, return guns scar, else if gun choice is guns HK416 string, return HK416, or hold on, guns HK416, else if gun choice is guns, guns #12 string, return guns. Don't know why it's selected all. #12, else return standard null opt, invalid choice, return matching gun enum from string. Return gun enum that matches gun string. Cool. And then we can return a standard iStream reference, and it's operator extraction, and it takes a standard iStream reference and a guns, or well, it's a guns gun. It takes a gun, right? Forgot this is caps because this is an enum. And we could just say enter a gun, choices, guns scar string, guns HK416 string, guns #12 string, choice. Okay, so we output that, and then we say standard string user gun choice. And then we say we're gonna extract to gun choice. And then we can say guns, we have a gun, and it is, or actually we have a standard optional that is a guns gun, that optionally has a guns gun value, and it's called gun string choice. Or we could say gun choice string gun choice enum, and it's initialized with gun enum from string. Actually, we could say gun opt enum from string, an optional enum from string, or we could say opt gun enum from string. Opt gun enum from string, opt gun enum from string, and we pass it gun choice string. We say if gun choice enum if the gun choice is correct, then, oh, and this needs to be a reference to a gun. Input device. Oh, and this should be input device. This gun, and then we'll say this gun is gun choice enum. Okay, so we're saying prompt user store get and store gun string, get gun enum from gun string, check gun enum validity, valid, or store valid gun enum, be a reference, else, oh, and return input device. Oops. Return input device for extraction chaining. And then eventually, and then fail input because failed search. And then return input device. And now we can actually do that. Wait, not yet. Hold. Yeah, this is a gun. This is standard character input. Why is it not happy? This is a gun. This gun. Why not? This is an iStream. This is an iStream. These are references. I'm not sure what's happening right now. We have a standard string input, and we can make this guy. Well, we can't. Could make this const expression. Storing this, and then standard iStream on the left, and then a guns gun on the right. Oh, hold. Wait, hold on. This is a guns gun. Hold on. This is a gun store. This is everything. Why not? Why the fuck not, bro? Oh, is it the fucking... Wait, what? Hold on. Gun store. Okay, so it didn't matter either way. I was about to say. So what if I did that? I'm not sure what's happening. Yep, then we're getting the choice from the string. Checking if it's valid. We're setting this gun to be this value, the actual enum, and then we return the device. Otherwise, we can fail the input. This is of type gun. I don't understand what's happening. No, I didn't actually want that. What am I missing? I mean, what if we... No. The function's cool. Why is it complaining? I gotta pee. I really don't understand why it's not working right now. Okay, so why is it not working? This is main. Gun store is here. Fine, I'll make this static. It's only used here for now. That makes no difference. iStream reference, iStream reference. It's called an input device. It returns an input device. An iStream reference, which is standard character input. I'm using standard character input. When it's a gun. The left operand is an input device. It's an iStream reference. Wait. What is this reference gun store opera? Oh my fucking lord. What? The fuck is that? Why is it even letting me do that? I mean, I can initialize it with gun store. And then what if I did the opposite and I just outputted? Oops, so we're gonna do output device, extract, and then we need to get a string from it. And we'll do, yeah. Returning a standard string view, get gun enum as string, or gun enum to string, takes a gun store, guns, gun, this gun, and it says switch on this gun, case guns ash 12, return ash 12, case guns HK 416, oops, HK 416, return. Why is it doing that? I don't know. And then case guns scar, return scar, default, return invalid gun, and then we call gun enum to string, this gun return output device, and this needs to be insertion. What? Oh, why? Because it's not being used? Okay, whatever, it's fine. So if it's static and it's unused, it complains. All right. Hold. So the problem is that the operators aren't working like they should. Why is it? Were they somehow just not in a namespace before, or what? And now it works. So, what the fuck? So the code was perfect. It's just that it was located in the, well, the functions were coded properly. They were just located wrong. Enter a gun, scar. Oh, and it fails there. So what is it returning? Oh, because Ash12 is the default? It's not. What? What? Oh, it's because it's initialized with Ash12. It, otherwise, if we're wait, what? So if I say K, E, A, Ash, that's because Scar was default, but here, it was initialized at Ash12, and so if we say Ash, wait, hold on. What do I actually have to type, though? Okay. Wait. Yeah, if I type in Ash12, it's Ash12. If I type in Scar, it's Scar. If I type in HK416, it's that. But if I type in K, oh, it's just undefined behavior. We're using an overflow. Or A, 4, 3, okay, please, 2. Okay, so it's just using the default value. Before, it was, it was failing? So if we said at gun store, guns, Ash 12, and then I put in K, it does Ash 12 because input is failing to extract and it's just outputting here. So we can say if standard character input, then do this, else standard character input. Extract input extract or invalid gun choice, clearing invalid input, and then we can do standard clear standard character input dot ignore, and then we need numeric limits. Include limits. Need standard numeric limits. Standard numeric limits. Standard stream size. Max. And then we'll ignore all the way up through the inline character. Okay. Oh, hold. Oh, but we need to actually set it to fail because it doesn't fail normally. It just returns it as a success. So that's standard in dot set state standard iOS base fail bit. Set state iOS base fail bit. Input device dot set state standard iOS base fail bit. Or is it just fail bit? We're setting it with this value. Okay. Invalid gun choice, clearing valid input. Or clearing invalid input. Okay, cool. So it's input device dot set state standard iOS base fail bit. Okay, a fail bit value is what we set the state to. I think it says equals 2 there, maybe. All right, and so what is the reason that it worked fine with only? Oh wait. Before we had main that only had the header file. Shadowing is what was happening there. So before we had main, well, here it is. We had, so now it works. We had main. And then we had include header file. And it was really like Pokemon.h. And this included, this had IOStream transitively included. Excuse me. But doesn't that mean it had IOStream? I still think that means that it has. I'm pretty sure that means that Pokemon.h inside of it had IOStream. So we had include IOStream. So we had IOStream stuff, and then namespace Pokemon stuff. And the Pokemon stuff was in here, and I was thinking for a second that maybe it was reversed, so Pokemon was before this, but it wasn't. I'm trying to understand exactly why this order is fucking things up. So how is his operator stuff working? Okay, here's main. He doesn't have any of this shit in a namespace. These people had them in namespaces. He had a namespace for stuff, and his operators were all in the global scope. But I swear... I swear it was all in a namespace. Is there a way to explicitly use that kind of operator? I'm not sure. Okay, I want my fucking colors back. That's not what I wanted at all. I need these guys to be here. It's like... I need to explicitly use it in a certain way. Dude, where is my formatting at, bro? God, it looks so bad when everything is just white. God, fuck you. It doesn't tell me anything. Like, if we did that, can we even... No, I don't think we can. It's gonna have issues on 90. Yeah, and we can't call it like that, so... It's somehow the scoping. For some reason, these can't be in the namespace like this. Even though they totally fucking were in another file. But the point is that they were brought in here. I swear to God, they were all in a namespace. But now I don't have any proof. Oh, great. This works. Standard iOS base. Fail bit, yeah. Why do these have to be there? I swear they weren't there in another file. Let me confirm. Guns, if not defined, guns.h, define guns.h, and if guns I shouldn't have done that. There it is. Boom. Okay, we don't need the guns in here. Hold on. These are not inline. Do I want them in different files? I mean, I guess I can make them if it's I need them to be const. That gives them static or internal linkage. Do I want them to be extern used here, or do I just make them inline? I mean, I could try and make them inline. Why not? Because I just can't make them const expression because they're standard strings. Main is having an issue. It's fine. Still hold. Where are you complaining? Oh wait. Well, no. This is defined here. Hold on. Already has a body. That's what all these are. Okay. So all these can just be prototypes now. Same with you. And this should also be const expression. And the only issue is this. And then I could do the same thing. Standard character out. Wait, hold on. Wait. Why is standard character output happy, but standard character input is not happy? It outputs 2, and I could change this to be scar. I output 0, and I could change this to be HK416 1. So why is it that standard character input is not happy about selected gun? Standard iStream reference, standard OStream reference, insertion, extraction. It takes an OStream device, an iStream device. This, bro, it's the same. I mean, is it the content? No. I'm not sure. Alright, well, I'll find out later. That's it for now. That pissed me off.